Hi, everybody. It's Friday. I am your Tuesday host, Rhiannon, but I was sick with a really bad migraine on Tuesday, so Dia covered for me, and I thought she did a great job. And thank you very much for covering for me. This week's topic was to pick your own topic, and sorry. And so this week I chose to talk a little bit about knowing yourself as a witch and as a person and how that can help your craft. Many times I've said that I started when I was really young. And when I started, I feel like a lot of things kind of bogged down my abilities. Self doubt, I guess guilt, the guilt that you have when you're raised to be one way and you realize that that way is not your way, and feeling that somehow you would disappoint other people if they were to ever find out. All these things that can really bog you down as a person really do impact your craft. And, throughout my life, I guess from 20 to 30, it was something that I was nervous to really delve into because I didn't, I read books, but I didn't practice as hard as I wanted to. I just felt like I don't even want to say shame, but it was like I wasn't ready to step out of my broom closet, so to speak. So because of that, I felt like I couldn't give my entire being to the craft. And then something, I guess when I turned 30, just kind of snapped a little. And I decided that it was time to sit down and really evaluate who I was as a person. And, that is a very painful process. But I thought, being that since we're going into the darker part of the year, a time of reflection, that it might be a good idea to put a video out that talks about that. And so I decided that I was no longer, this was in May, I think, of probably 2012. I was turning 30. I believe that was it. It was either 2012 or 2013. I am so bad with dates, even my own. But I can't remember. I don't think I was 30 yet. So we're going to go with 2012. I just kind of decided that where I was in my life wasn't where I wanted to be. I was denying a big chunk of who I was. And I wasn't happy. And I wanted to be happy. So, I did a lot of soul searching. I did a lot of looking at myself, flaws and all as a person. Began allowing myself to be comfortable with who I was as a person, the good and the bad. And, enrolled in a couple of classes online and started delving into the witch community on YouTube and reading, kind of incorporating practices daily, a little bit at a time, and just really working hard at doing what felt good. And what I found was that after I'd gone through this moment of clarity and then going through all of the, I don't want to say shadow work, but like just going through each step of getting to know myself instead of putting on a face of what I thought the world wanted to see, I realized that for years, anytime I had done any kind of magic, a lot of times it would not always go the way I wanted. And I think a good part of that was because I wasn't as grounded as I needed to be. I wasn't as centered as I needed to be. I wasn't as focused. And it seems like now that I've taken that time for myself to get to know myself, that my craft has improved. And so my advice would be, if this is something that, if this is the life that you are meant for, if you are a witch or you are just getting into the practice and you kind of feel stuck, that it's a really good idea to really sit down and get to know yourself before you try to do magic, because magic comes from within you as a person, and it comes from the depths of you. And if you're muddled and if you're unsure of who you are as a person, then your magic is going to come out unsure. It's not going to be as strong as it should be because you are not allowing yourself to be as strong as you are. That was a big, big thing for me. And since then, it's come a lot easier. I've been a lot happier. I'm not as afraid to be myself anymore. I'm sure a lot of the people at work have to know by now that I'm pagan. A good majority of them are on my Facebook. So that's how I accidentally outed myself to my mother. It used to be that if you liked a page, you could make it to where nobody could see the pages that you liked. And that's not the case anymore with Facebook. So, surprise, Mom. But I mean, I don't show my face because I do work at a school, and whether or not I'm ashamed or not, which I'm not, it doesn't matter how I feel or how my coworkers feel or anything like that. I think the big issue would be I live in the Bible Belt and let a parent find out that, it could cause issues. So while I still wrestle with that, because I really am not, I'm not camera shy. I wish I could put my face more on camera. I would love to. It would make these angles so much easier. I'm pretty sure I just get off topic. Anyway, I really think that this is a great time for us, and I do it yearly. I kind of evaluate myself yearly, but it's a great time of the year to do that, to get to know yourself as a person and incorporate who you really are into your craft, and just kind of release yourself from all of the stress of worrying about what other people think, because that does bog down your magic, and it does keep yourself from being able to focus fully on what you should be focusing on. But that's just my advice. That's my 2 cents. Like I said, you can't perform good spells when you're so messed up and you're constantly thinking about other things, or you're constantly carrying the stress of 1,000 things that you should be letting go of, grudges, past mistakes, things like that. These are the things that you need to work through and let them go, because to me they can't be erased, but you can do a little bit of cleansing of yourself to make sure that they don't constantly impact your soul. And that does affect your magic. So keep a journal, meditate, write down all these negative feelings that you have, write down all the feelings that you have, period. Get them out there. Get in touch with your feelings, because you channel your magic through yourself, and you can't do that if you're not in touch with your feelings. You can't have, it's kind of like the difference between my magic then and now is kind of like if you hear 2 songs on the radio back to back, and one of them is kind of flat feeling because this is a song that was written by some producer and handed to this pop star, and she's made a really good song out of it because it's got a catchy beat, and it just doesn't feel as good to listen to. Even if it's fun, it doesn't feel as good to listen to as the song written by somebody who's writing from personal experience, and you can kind of feel the emotion that person puts through that song. It's kind of the same thing. If you don't get in touch with who you are and you don't allow yourself to be who you are, your magic will be flat. It may have an impact, but it's not going to have the impact that you want. It's not going to have the impact that's necessary for what you're working with or working for. But that's just my opinion. I hope that made some kind of sense. This weekend is Mabon. I hope you guys have a blessed Mabon. Let me know what your plans are. I plan on cooking a pretty decent-sized dinner on Sunday and maybe making pumpkin bread. My husband's been wanting pumpkin bread, so I think I'll do that. And as a fun little Mabon gift, he loves the Reese's pumpkin candies, and he said he wasn't going to eat them until it was officially fall. So, we don't do a whole lot gift wise, except for near the holidays or birthdays. But I thought it would be nice to get him the pumpkin chocolate because he loves. Apparently, there's a difference between those and the Christmas trees. I don't know. So that's his little gift that's going to be waiting for him when he comes home from work on Sunday with dinner ready. So anyway, let me know what you're planning for your Maybon, and until next time, blessed be.